Perfect. Perfect. Perfect.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's Thursday night, 9 p.m., and you're at your favorite spot to be on a Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with your boys, Mike and Mish, to talk some bare knuckle shit. What's going on, Mike?
Yo, what is going on? I hope everybody can hear me today. I went out and I got a new microphone. I took the other microphone and I fired its ass off the damn roof because it was fucking up last night. It was driving me nuts. It was driving me nuts.
No, you sound crystal clear tonight. How do I sound?
I hope so.
Now you got a brand new microphone. You sound so fucking good. How do I sound? Pretty good?
Shit like usual.
Oh, like shit. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you know what? We're going to run
Sound
a shitty
fantastic,
show.
Kyle. You sound fantastic.
Okay. I was going to say it's going to be a fucking disaster tonight. We got 4 guests. I hope I say this guy's last name. He's going to correct me. Dan Godoy. Dan Godoy. I believe I got that right.
Ugh.
Lavar Johnson, Dustin Pague, and Tommy Strydom. We got a 4-banger tonight. Let's go ahead and shout out our sponsors, and we'll jump right into it tonight. Of course, everybody knows who our top sponsor is. It is Bucked Up. Bucked Up supplements are the best in the world, and I fucking stand by that. I've been on them for about 3 months now, and man, I feel good. So get over to buckedup.com, buy some supplements, buy some energy drinks, use the promo code Mike and Mish, get big, get strong, look good for the hot months. You know what I mean? Summer's coming soon, so you might as well get over buckedup.com, promo code Mike and Mish 20, get 20% off your total purchase.
Yeah, look good for the hot months and the hot moms. Listen up. Dynamic life, sexual health, weight loss, and anti-aging. Retake control of your life by reaching optimal health. Visit www.livedynamic.com. It's the only online platform where you can become a patient in under 20 seconds. Also, check out their Instagram page at Live Dynamic. That's L-I-V, no E, Dynamic on Instagram. Boom. Don't about the stack. What's about the stack?
20 seconds, Mike. What else can you do in your life that's going to be so good for you in 20 fucking seconds? Can you think of anything?
Yeah, I can.
You can think of a few things. You could definitely think.
I can think of a few things.
But what you need to do is go to buckedup.com, use the promo code, get some supplements, get fucking big, start looking good, and then get over to Dynamic Life, become a patient, strong like bull in the bedroom, anti-aging. You get slim. It's the Mike and Mish stack. You'll thank me later. Fucking let's go, Mike. We got our first guest in the virtual green room right now. Want to do it?
Yeah, I think we should do it. I think we should do it.
Let's go.
Let's do it. Hey, when we come back, we coming back with MaxBet. Let's go.
Check out all them beautiful Bear fans right there. What's going on, Dan? Did I say your last name right? Godoy?
You said it right, brother. You said it right.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
You see all those happy fans in the audience there? I have a feeling that they're all going to be fans of you. We've been hearing all about you, so I'm glad we got you on the show. What's going on? How you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Just had a long day at work. Cut a bunch of trees down today and just getting ready for my boxing match I got on Saturday.
Cut a bunch of trees down. Is that your job? Or you
just a side gig. Yeah.
Nice.
I did
a little lumberjack action.
Yeah, that's right. I'm a ninja with a chainsaw.
So you got a boxing match this weekend. Tell us about that real quick.
Okay, so it's for the Proving Grounds. It's from Copa's Boxing. They have an event at Dakota Dunes Casino, just outside Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. That's where I'm from, in Saskatoon. But I'll be putting a show on Saturday night. The locals.
I don't listen. I apologize for not knowing geography. I don't know shit
no worries.
about Saskatoon. Where is that in Canada in like comparison to like the Great Lakes? Where are you?
Well, it's Saskatchewan, so we're right above North Dakota, I believe, or South Dakota. Yeah, right up there.
My wife's family's from North Dakota. I've spent some time out there. There's not a lot to do other than play golf and drink a lot.
Yeah, no, it's a good place to live. It's not bad. It's crazy time to be alive in this world, but it's I enjoy it. It's good, but eventually I'd like to venture out somewhere.
All right,
come to the States.
Let's get right into this, Dan. You made some noise at the Edmonton event. We're friends with Kevin Smith, and we know that Kevin Smith is got you hooked up with Jackson Wink Management.
Yeah.
So we're waiting for that day that they announce that you're going to be fighting for the BKFC. In the meantime, you got a boxing match coming up, but we heard all about you in Edmonton, not just from Kevin, from Big Ben, the guy who builds the damn ring for the BKFC. Yeah. He was like, this guy, Dan Godoy, is going to fucking wreak havoc on the 155 and 165 pound division.
Oh, yeah.
I heard from a few people that like you were willing to step in on late notice if anybody lost an opponent. You impressed everybody by taking care of like your medicals like in record time. So talk a little bit about that weekend and how you kind of like won over everybody. What was going on there?
Well, so the thing was I was supposed to have an opponent for the tryouts, right? I made it through, and so I was waiting to hear, and I remember Nate Shook sent me a message. I kept bugging him about my opponent, and he said that he fell out. So I showed up anyways, ready to fight just in case, and I got to shake hands with some of the big dogs in the organization there, and just made my appearance, set my PR, and here we are. I can't wait to get in there.
So Mike will agree with me. You were loud. You were boisterous. Like you were like, I'll fight anybody. Let's go. Right? Am I wrong about this? I heard that you.
Yeah. I was ready to go on. Put anyone in there, I'm going to go. Let the dog go.
Go ahead, Mike.
I got a call from Big Ben. He was all hyped up, right? This is like a Friday night, and probably a couple of hours. You guys are probably a couple hours behind me, I think. And I'm sitting in my car waiting for my daughter to get out of her art class, and I got a call from Big Ben, and he's like, "You got to look up this guy. Do you know him?" And he's telling me your name, and I'm going, "I don't know. You got to tell me the friggin' Instagram, Ben. Tell me the Instagram." And he's like, his name, and he's spelling your name, Godoy. I'm going, okay, I'm looking it up. I'm trying to find you. I'm like, I can't find his Instagram. He's like, "You have to know this guy." He's like yelling at me. He was yelling at me. He was so impressed by you and you going into the event, and you must have created this big stir, because Ben was like, you immediately have to get this guy on the show. Like he was gonna kill. Ben was gonna kill me if I didn't.
Shout out to Ben, man. No, there you go.
He really loves you.
Yeah, no, he's a good guy. We're building a relationship, and it's good, man. It's definitely a good guy to have in my corner too. So I'm happy, man.
You have a bunch of potential new fans here, which I think people in the comments. So we got people on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram watching right now. For those who don't know you, which I'm not, no offense, I don't know anything about you other than what we heard from Kevin and Ben.
Yeah.
Tell us and whoever's watching just a little bit about your background. Like, what is your fighting background? Are you MMA? Are you boxer? What is it?
I'm a boxer. I've been boxing on and off since I was 16 years old, and street fighter before I was a boxer. I was fighting ever since elementary school, and lots of street fights growing up over the years, and a lot more discipline now. I'm going to be 28 in June, and so I don't want to waste any more time. I knew since I was a kid that this was what I was supposed to do. Ever since I was young, this is what I wanted to do. And now I'm here. Now I got to make it count. And I'm a boxer. Put it that way. I'm good with my hands. Yeah.
So no grappling background, no jiu-jitsu, none of that. You're all hands. You're all hands. Basically.
Yeah. Well, I did a little bit of wrestling in high school.
Okay.
It wasn't too bad there, but yeah, I'm a stand-up fighter, but I'm open to learning the ground game as well, and maybe go to the UFC someday. It's on my bucket list too in the future.
You know what? Even if you did a year or two in high school wrestling, I was a high school wrestler. I didn't go anywhere past high school, but
yeah.
I will say that if your school was serious about high school wrestling, your normal weekday practices were some of the hardest fucking things you've ever been through. Like my school, we would put us through like 2-3 hour long practices in a 90-degree gym, and they would smoke us until we fucking puked in a garbage can like every single day. And it set me up because in life, I ended up going straight into the Army after high school, and like being a high school wrestler, nothing that they could throw at me as far as physicality goes, physical training in the Army wasn't shit, dude. It like you get that wrestler grittiness to you. So even if you got a little bit of that, I respect that, and I would expect that you have that grittiness to you, and then you just carry that over into your boxing and whatnot. So you could be very dangerous. I like what I hear.
Yeah. I appreciate that. I'm also I'm Chilean, South American from my dad's side, Chile, and my mom's Canadian, Métis. So I got the dual Indian warrior blood in me. So can't wait to show it.
Born and raised in Canada?
Yes, I was born and raised here. Yeah.
Wow. So we know you got this boxing match coming up Saturday.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about your opponent, and how can our audience watch your fight on Saturday?
Okay, so his name is Reese Berland. I tried to do some research on him. I couldn't find much, but I don't think it's going to be televised. This one, it's just an amateur event, but there's going to be lots of people videotaping and stuff like that. So I will be posting it to my Instagram.
They gotta have like a social media stream or something, though. You should find out.
I'll find out. Yeah.
Yeah, if you find out, share the link to me and Mike, and we'll share it with our followers, and they can all watch you Saturday.
Sounds good. We'll do that.
Awesome. Definitely have to share. Get some people to watch that fight, and then we could see you fight with gloves, without gloves. When you finally do fight without gloves, there any names that you have in mind in BKFC that you just want to just, maybe somebody you just really think looks like they need to be punched in the face, or somebody that you really want to fight?
I want Bryce Hall.
Bryce Hall, huh?
Bryce Hall, yeah, that's what I want to.
Well, you can tell I'm surprised, and I'm not surprised by your tenacity. You know what I mean? I'm not surprised because I feel like a lot of fighters are just like that, man. They're like, listen, I'll take the big dog. Let's go. I am surprised, however.
Mike, you're thinking Bryce Henry.
Oh, yeah, I'm thinking about Bryce Henry. Holy shit. You want Bryce Hall. Oh, my God, you're right. I'm sorry. I had a moment right there. And, yeah, Bryce Hall. Okay.
Yeah.
Bryce Hall, the money fight. I get it. Yeah, I was thinking Bryce Henry for a second. I was like, holy shit, that's quite a call out.
I'll fight anybody though, man. Whoever they put in front of me. I'll sign the dotted line and we'll get in there and we'll go. Let these hands play.
I believe you. I do believe you. So what about Bryce Hall? Is it just the money? Is that it? Or do you just don't like his face? What's going on there?
I don't like his face and his attitude. I just do just want to shut him up.
So, for anybody that didn't see the graphic that I made for this show, you're a big fucking dude, right? I didn't realize that you were a 155 to 165er. That's what I'm hearing. Is that true?
Right now, I walk around about fluctuate between 160, 165, 170.
Wow, but, you look a lot bigger than that. I will give you that. You look a lot bigger than that.
It's years of training, working my body. Took me a long time to get to where I'm at with my physique wise, anyways.
Hell yeah. And now the 155 and 165 divisions in the BKFC are very stacked, very tough divisions, man. So I hope it's sooner than later that Nate and those guys can get you a fight, because just hearing from the people that we've heard got me excited about watching you fight. With that said, it's like, those two divisions are two of the tougher divisions in the entire fucking organization. So you're not walking into a fucking easy task. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm ready. Let's go to war.
You ready? Let's go to war. I fucking love it, man. You said you said it's a side gig, the tree business.
Yeah.
What do you do in your everyday life when you're not training?
I'm a apprentice millwright, and I also work on the rig as well. I'll be going back to the rig soon to do a few hitches, and then I just like to keep busy. I did arboristry I've been cutting trees for about 10 years experience cutting trees now, so I just do it on the side.
Do you climb them and like hook in with the hooks and shit? Do you do all that stuff, or do you use
I can't do that, but I like to use the articulating lifts. A lot quicker, lot safer. More efficient.
That shit's crazy. You want to know something, dude? I don't know what the pricing is out there in Canada, so I needed
it's crazy.
I needed this 65-foot tree taken down in my yard. Listen to this shit. You're gonna be like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? So this guy comes over to my house, and I'm like, yeah, I need this tree taken down. It was blocking. I have solar panels on the back of my house, and it was blocking. Like, I wasn't generating the power that I needed. So I'm like, I need this fucking tree taken. And the tree was huge. It was 65 feet tall and like real big around, right? So he looks at it and he's like, and I'm thinking like couple grand. I'm thinking like, this dude's, it's going to be expensive. He looks at it. He's like, I could take it down for $400. I'm like,
oh shit,
$400.
That's a fucking deal.
I'm like, so dude,
does this guy have insurance?
Right. So I go like this. I go like this. I go, really? I'm like, $400. I'm like, and what do you do with it when you take it down? He's like, I'll limb it. I'll cut it into 16 to 18 inch chunks, and I'll just leave it in a pile, and you can cut it into firewood or whatever. I'm like, okay. See those two trees right there? I kind of want those taken down too. If you could do this one and those two, how much? He's like, I could do them both. I could do all three for $700. I'm like, okay. I'm like, all right. How about this fourth tree over here? I'm like,
yeah, because you're trying to add up to what you originally got to pay.
Yeah.
Let's just do it all. I was already ready to pay.
Dude, so I'm like, what about this one right here? I'm like, can you do that one, and those two over there and just take them all down in like the same day? He goes, it'll take me a couple days, but I could do it all for $900. I was like, fucking deal. Let's go, bro. He did it.
That's a deal, man.
He cut 4 big ass trees.
I need this guy's number
for $900. And one of the trees he was cutting down, he was limbing the shit, and he fucking blew a hole in the roof of my shed.
Oh, fuck.
So I get home from work. And he's like, I got to show you something. And he shows me my shed. And he's like, see how this the shingles in this spot right here are a little discolored from the rest of them? I'm like, yeah. He goes, well, I dropped a branch through the roof today. So I cut out the piece of plywood, I replaced it, and then I re-shingled it for you. So I fixed what I fucked up. And I'm like, what? That dude, $900 for all that shit.
I need this guy's
That's
number.
Crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, send it to me too.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. My dad was like, you got 4 trees taken down? What'd that cost you? About $3,000? I was like, no, $900.
That's crazy, man. That's awesome though.
Unreal.
Dude, Rob himself.
Yeah, it's fucking wicked.
He just loves cutting down trees. It's like his favorite thing to do.
I think at the end of the week when he was done all 4 trees, he was like, man, I fucking hate this. I'm never doing this shit again.
He's got to reevaluate his pricing.
And you know what the thing is, dude? Dan, I sold like 4 cords of wood and made like most of my money.
Made some money off it. That's good. Fuck yeah.
It's fucking crazy. So all right. Let's get off that shit. Back to this.
How much would you have charged for that, Dan?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Well, were they all 65 feet?
No, one of them was 65, and the other 2 were about probably like 45-foot tall trees. They were big.
Okay.
They were all big trees.
Fuck, probably, let's say about $4 or $5,000. It's depending. Good to see.
Yeah. That's what I would figure. Something crazy up there.
Yeah, that's the way.
But for you, probably $3,500. I'll give it to you for $35.
Nice.
Well,
Yeah. The bare knuckle deal.
Unfortunately, Dan, I don't need your work anymore. I'm sorry.
It's all good, brother. It's all good.
Hey,
This guy's stealing everybody's work.
it's fucking awesome. Hey, we want to see you fight. You mentioned that Nate had talked to you. They were supposed to have you a fight in Edmonton.
That's right, Tom.
Has there been a conversation between you and your management and the BKFC about you getting in there, towing the line sometime soon? So after this boxing match this weekend, maybe shortly after, we actually get to see you shed the gloves. And
I would love to do that, man. No, I've been talking to Kevin Smith, my manager at Jackson Wink there, and he said he's in works with Nate Shook to get me a fight soon. So we'll see what happens.
I hope so, because these guys are pumping out events like almost every week, almost every other week. It's really crazy. So
I'll fly to the States, man.
It's a good time to be alive.
I'm ready to go. Fucking rates it is.
Are there any conversations about another event in Canada this year?
Well, I was told that they're coming back in August. So I have it on my profile saying that's when I'm going to make my debut. That's what I was expecting. I'll be in the Canadian event. But if they throw me in sooner, if I got to fly to the States, I'll hop on a plane and I'll go.
Do you need a passport to go to Canada?
Yeah.
You do, yeah.
Mike, you need to get your fucking shit together.
I filled it out today.
Did you?
Yeah.
You're lying.
No, I'm not. I have it. I filled out the paperwork, man. I'm right. I'm getting it. Yeah, I'm starting it. I've been saying I was going to get my passport for like months because, BKFC's been on the road a long time. And we want to go. Sorry about that. I don't know. My TV literally just came on by itself. I don't know if I have a ghost in my house or something.
I was just going to say you got a ghost in the house.
Literally just came on. Did you hear it?
I heard it.
I heard it.
It just came right on. But anyways, I digress. So, yeah, I've been telling this guy since BKFC's been all over the place I was going to get my passport, and I finally printed out the paperwork and filled it out today. So just got to go get a picture and pay for it. You see? Yeah. I got to come up there, Dan. We got to hang out, man.
Fucking right, you will, man. Definitely.
If Big Ben likes you, he put the seal of approval, then that's it. I mean, that's all I need.
Nice. He's like a brother, man. He's like a big brother, big bro Ben.
Yeah.
You know that he's a minus 1% owner of this show?
I didn't know that, actually. No.
Yeah,
minus 1%. Yeah.
Yeah.
He owes us money for watching. Every time he watches the show, he has to send us a check.
Oh, man.
I see you in the comments, Ben. Better start fucking signing that shit right now.
So, hey, before we wrap up with you, I want you to tell us, what do you bring to the 155 and 165 division in the BKFC that, others might not have? Because there's some killers in those two divisions, but we hear about how fucking much of a killer you are from the people that we mentioned earlier. So what do you bring that's a little different than everybody else?
Well, I'm I'm not much of a trash talk, you know. Like I like to let my hands do the work for me, right? But I'm gonna be I'm gonna be violent and ruthless in that time. I'm gonna get in there. I just know that, and professional. You know, I'm gonna be respect all my opponents. You know, and the fight's over. The fight's over. But it's all business. You know, no hard feelings. But I'm gonna break some fucking heads. That's my. I got the itch for it, man. I gotta get in there. You know, it's a long time coming already, and it's time to make it happen. Just show the world. You know, they'll see me showcase what I got, and I'll win the fans over. I know that. So I'll do that.
So you started boxing, you said, at 16 years old, right? Is that what you said?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
How fucking awesome is this sport? Like being in boxing, you're 28 years old now, so that means that you got 12 years of boxing under your belt. But this sport is really taking the world by storm right now. Yeah. And we just had our first event in New England in front of, like, Mike. I'm from Connecticut. Mike's from Rhode Island. So we're from New England. And we've been like begging for this shit. And it came to New England just this past weekend. And like everybody we talked to was like, this shit is fucking legit. And especially we're like, you need to see it live. See it live and it'll change your life. You will be a different combat sports fan after you see the shit live. Being a 12-year in the game boxer, like you say you are, what are you like when you first discovered bare knuckle? What was going through your mind, and like compare it to the sport that you've been growing up in?
Well, I just love the rawness of it. You know, it's like it's a street fight with rules. You know, that's my type of shit, right? So it's just I instantly love that. My dad was a fighter back in the day as well, and he loves watching the shit too. You know, I grew up watching fights my whole life, and it's in my blood. It's in my blood. You know, so. I love the rawness of it, man. I can't wait. I dream of it. I've had dreams of walking out there and getting into that ring and having all the fans around, but I don't know who my opponent is yet. You know, so BKFC, you guys, find me one.
Find him one. What we always say, like we've been to a bunch of MMA events, a bunch of all the boxing, MMA, Muay Thai, because they used to have lion fights down at Foxwoods here, M1 Global, Bellator, reality fights, UFC.
Yep, ESPN boxing.
ESPN boxing. They used to all come to the two casinos in our area, our Mohegan Sun and Foxwoods. So we would see a lot. When we first saw this sport, the pace of it, the starting 3 feet apart from each other, the rawness, the sound, the blood, the production value of the company itself, like the pace of the show. There's no boring fights. There's no boring fights. There's not a lot of lag in between fights. They keep the shows going. That's why we tell people, you know what? Go to the event live. You'll be in and out of there in like 3.5 hours. You'll see all the fights and you'll have a fucking blast. You won't be in there for 5-6 hours like a fucking, like a UFC event. And we love UFC, but those events are long as fuck.
They're long.
No.
So I really think that they have a solid product here, and I hope you get to take part very soon.
Definitely, man. I'll earn my stripes, and my scars as well. I can't wait. And David Feldman, if you're watching, man, I can't wait to shake your hand, personally, and just look you in the eye and get that contract, man. That'll be a dream come true and a blessing to me and my family, So let's go.
Yeah. Who are some of the guys on the BKFC roster that you look up to? Like, who have you been fans of? Well, since you've been watching the sport that you're about to become a part of, like who have you been a fan of?
I like Mike Perry. He brings in the fans, and the money. There's quite a few guys actually. I like, but I don't know all the names off by heart. I just watch, right, but. There's what's his name? I can't think of the name off. What
about the Juggernaut? What about Juggernaut Hunt?
Oh, the Juggernaut. Yeah, Juggernaut Hunt, man. He's good too. It's too bad he got injured in his last fight there. It's fucking. He'll be back though.
He's about the closest thing to mainstream that was like built within the sport. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Mike Perry for sure. You said Mike Perry, and he is the biggest star in the sport for sure.
Yeah.
Hands down, love him or hate him, he is the guy. But.
Man, I don't know how you could hate him, right? Can you? Do you hate him?
I don't know how you can hate him, but people do. People hate him. I don't understand it. The guy's fucking
I think they just hate the fact that he makes a lot of money in the same sport that they want to make a lot of money in. And I feel like it's more like envy than hate, right? Like, I want that money. I want to do that. But I don't know. I feel like the guy's so genuine. He just is who he is, right? He goes out and he does his thing. He built his name. He fought for UFC, and now he's just using that fame and his just regular personality to make money, and it's working for him. And I think that he's helped this company grow so big that it's going to help guys like you, right, make some extra dough on the way in, right? So I don't know. I just think that him being in is a direct relation to Conor McGregor buying into the sport. Without Mike Perry, Conor McGregor doesn't buy into the sport.
Shout out to Conor McGregor too, man. Fucking rates.
Yeah, maybe eventually, but I definitely think he has a huge, huge, huge hand in getting eyes on this sport and pushing it along. Yeah,
definitely.
Like a rocket.
Fuck yeah.
It's awesome, right? Conor McGregor is going to be your boss, man.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Huh?
It is.
It is crazy. Hey, man, we're excited to see you make your debut. I hope it's sooner than later. I'm sure it will be. If nothing else, if they're going to Edmonton in August, that's not that far away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So either way, good luck this Saturday in your boxing match. And hopefully we see you in the squared circle soon after. I'm going to give you a minute. You can shout some people out. You can say a few things, and then we'll let you go, bud.
Sounds good. Shout out to Sandman Boxing, my coach Cole Smith, and everybody who trains at the gym with me. Shout out to all you guys. Shout out to Big Ben and Kevin Smith and my managers through Jackson Wink Worldwide. It's an honor to sign with you guys, and I'm going to make you guys all proud. And shout out to my parents, my beautiful lady at home, Shayla, all the kids, all my kids. Shout out to all you guys. I love you guys, and I can't wait to get in there and make you guys proud. Pleasure to meet you guys as well. And when we meet, we'll definitely fucking have a few beers after the fights.
Absolutely. Hey, we're looking forward to it for sure, man. Thank you for coming on here. We're excited, and best of luck this Saturday. Mike, you got anything else for him?
Yeah. Hey, I cannot wait until you sign that dotted line and we get to see you fight. It's going to be awesome. Everything that we heard about you, I can't wait to see it in action. Thank you for coming on here. You're welcome back anytime, especially when you get that next fight. Let us know, and you come on here like a week or two before the fight, and we'll pump it up. And
awesome. Appreciate that.
Yes,
thanks, guys.
And one last thing, guys. It's been scrolling across the bottom the whole time, but he is fighting amateur boxing this weekend, but he's going to go pro very soon for the BKFC. So follow him on Instagram, maxbet_BKFC, just so you know.
Perfect. Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you. Hey, everybody that's watching.
Fans too. Let's do this.
Yes, sir. All right, when we come back, we will be joined by Lavar Johnson. We're going to watch a quick clip from Lavar, and then we'll talk about what he's talking about. See you in a minute. Later, MaxBet.
Hey, take care, guys. See you later.
What's up, everybody? It's Lavar Johnson. Went to the BKFC last night there in Los Angeles. It was a good show, good turnout. A lot of freak injuries that happened. That's how the game goes, or not. But at the end of the day, what I took from the show was that I'm the BKFC's best heavyweight bare knuckle fighter, hands down. I don't think any of those guys can fuck with me. Nate Shook, Nelson, David Feldman, man, let's get something signed down on calendar so we can fuck around and see who's the best. Everybody's claiming to be the best and to be the heavyweight champion, but I got a belt too, baby, and I ain't retired yet. So let's get something signed and let's fuck around and find out who's the best. You guys have a good weekend.
Well, as you can see, we have an empty block because literally 2 seconds before that ended, he fell out of the green room. He dropped right off the cliff.
He's going to be right back in here. And I got to say, I can't wait to talk to him because there's a lot to talk about. He has a long career in MMA. He has an interesting story. And one thing's for sure, if he's going to be fighting in the BKFC, he's kind of made for this sport. So we need to talk to him about that. MaxBet is interesting to me. We heard all the stuff. You know who I compare him to kind of as far as hype and hearing from multiple different people about him? Bryce Henry. Because remember when Bryce Henry was coming for like 6-8 months before he made his debut? We're hearing, wait till you see this kid. Wait till you see this kid. Wait till you see this kid. And that's kind of what we're hearing about Dan Godoy. We're getting that same. I'm getting that same kind of vibe. So I hope it's fucking. I hope it's the hype is real, man. I just love seeing new talent come in. And the kid looks like a Terminator. So Lavar was just back there.
I was just about to bring him in, and he just dropped off again. So I don't know. He's having some technical difficulties, but we can continue talking. Yeah, I think I love getting new fighters into BKFC. I love when we see new fighters, people we've never seen fight before, especially people with a good personality, a little backstory. Fucking lumberjack, man. What kind of nickname? He could be the lumberjack. Earlier, I was saying he could be
Paul Bunyan.
He could be Dan No Doy Godoy. You know what I'm saying? No Doy, right? Who's the best? No Doy. Me. Hello.
We just lost Lavar again. I don't know what's going on with his Wi-Fi or something. Lavar, get off Wi-Fi and just go 5G with this shit, baby. Let's go.
Yeah,
we gotta talk.
That's what I'm talking about. Jeez, man, what the hell's going on? This is almost as bad as calling a taco a sandwich. This is crazy.
Yeah, call it taco a sandwich. You fucking stew nod. It's not a goddamn sandwich. You know what? That was a topic of conversation at work again today. We're talking about anybody that calls a taco a sandwich is got a fast case of the slows, and I don't care.
They got scrambies for brains.
Scrambies. They got
scrambies for brains.
Hey,
so what were you going to say, Kyle?
Before we go, I mean, we're waiting on Lavar to get back in here. Obviously he's having issues, but the weigh-ins were tonight.
Yes.
And I want to point something out because we don't have the picture right now.
Yeah, I might be able to grab it, though. So talk, and I will find.
Our third guest of the evening, after Lavar, is Dustin Pague.
Yes,
and
it is.
Dustin went up on stage at the weigh-ins tonight with some gold around his neck, like Reza Ramon. But this motherfucker, shout out to Dustin, he had the BKFC gang necklace on.
Oh yeah,
he got from Russ Maxim.
Yes,
our boy Russ takes care of everybody, dude. It's Kevin Smith.
Yeah, he's having internet issues in 2024. It's a tough time.
Kevin, Dan No Doy Godoy, right?
Yes.
No Doy.
Yeah. I say he just used his internet. I mean, I just used his phone internet. Screw the Wi-Fi. Come on now. Run outside for 2 minutes. Let's have a 5-minute conversation. It's okay. We'll make this work. There is weigh-in pictures here. I just downloaded them. I'm extracting them now. Let me take 1 minute here, and I will bring some of that.
Oh, here he goes. Let's try this.
Bring him in. Even if we just get audio, let's do it.
Hold on. I think we got him. Let's bring him in, and we'll go like this, and we'll do this.
Got him.
There he is.
Yes!
Lavar.
Hey.
We lost him again.
Yep.
I don't know. This might not happen.
I don't know if it's going to happen, my friends. Everybody watching, not sure if we're going to get Lavar on tonight. So as soon as we get our next guest of the evening, who we're just about to talk about.
While you're trying to pull these pictures up, so I had to take my kid. So for everyone has heard me talk about this, we're going to Okinawa, Japan, so my son can test for his black belt in Shorinkan at some temple in Okinawa. We're gonna go do that. It's like his thing he's been working on for 8 years or 6 or 8 years, something like that. The kid's super fucking good. So I'm standing there, and he's doing these one-on-one classes with Renchi, getting ready for this trip to Japan. And I'm watching him, dude. This motherfucker, and I know a lot of people they turn their fucking head at kata, whatever. But you know what? It's an art form, and it looks fucking awesome. And the kid's got awesome kicks and punches, and he does his shit. This motherfucker goes out there on the mat, and he starts, and he does 13 straight katas without stopping. Every single fucking move for 13 straight, start to finish, without a fucking mistake.
Damn.
Some of them have like 35 steps, 40 fucking steps to them. And it just blew my mind. I told him afterwards, I was like, bro, you are a fucking machine. And the fact that your brain maintains that, like 13 katas and 250 fucking steps later, start to finish without a fucking single mistake. And I want to just shout that out to my kid, because I couldn't do it. I don't know about you, and I don't know what you think about that, but it blew my goddamn mind, dude.
It blew your mind. No, listen, I didn't do no katas when I was younger. I barely even made it past freaking white belt to yellow belt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I did not do too well.
No, he fucking killed it, and he don't know, so they're gonna go out there to Okinawa, and they're gonna go to the temple in Okinawa that started where the art form started, and there's going to be 3 fucking masters or something in front of him, and he's going to go out there on the mat by himself, and they're going to call out a few things that they want to see him do, and he doesn't know what it's going to be until he gets out there, and he's nervous about it, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you're nervous about, dude. You fucking look incredible to me. He's like, yeah, to you. You don't know what I'm going to look like to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, well, no, it's not Nolan. It's Jackson. It's my older son. Yeah, there you go. That was the picture that I was talking about. If you take a look at that chain right there, that came straight from our boys at the Extreme BKFC fans page.
Yes, sir.
Russ Maxim. And dude, how cool is it that he wore that shit out on fucking stage tonight?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Russ,
a snake on.
You know what? Russ and Country have made such an impact on this fucking sport and all the fighters. People don't realize what these guys do.
Oh, I know.
They show up at the fucking weigh-ins. They'll bring a cooler full of fucking waters and Gatorades and shit.
He's got fucking granola bars in it and in a Tupperware. He's got drawers, right? He brings a cooler. He's got Gatorade. They've got Gatorade. They've got freaking Nature's Valley. Fucking look at that thing.
This is the real deal. This is a replica, but it's not really a replica. This is the exact belt that they used to give out to the fighters before they got the new belt. The new belt's twice as heavy.
That's the second. Yeah, that's not the original belt.
Not
that's
the original.
Yeah, that's the second belt.
One.
Or actually, it's a third belt.
But Russ and Country were like, you know what? You two keep that. Bring it to your watch parties. Bring it to the things that you guys do and help promote the sport.
Unbelievable.
And this thing is so legit. My kid's going to bring it to show and tell. He's like, can I bring it to show and tell? I'm like, well, it weighs 7.5 pounds. You're going to have to carry it in your backpack in a pillowcase if you want. He's like, I'll carry it all day. You know what I mean? It's fucking awesome. So Russ and Country do so much for the BKFC community and the sport and the fighters. And it's proven tonight when a guy like Dustin Pague, main event fight in Omaha, throws that chain on and fucking represents for those boys out there. I thought that was so cool.
Yeah, those guys are great. They even look at. Here's another thing. This is what Russ made a bunch of keychains with us. American flag. Didn't even know this was coming. I think I showed this once before. He sent a thing. There might have been 50, 60 of these things in the box. Had no idea. It's just me and Kyle in front of an American flag with the Mike and Mish logo. So anytime we send some stuff out, probably going to have one of these bad boys in it till they run out.
Yeah.
And you can thank those boys for it. We actually have a Dustin Pague photo to give away in just a little while because our good friends at BKFC Extreme Fans page, they're the shit, man. I'm telling you. I don't know how he does all this stuff. I have labeled Russ's nickname from me is the Martha Stewart of BKFC. Yeah. Listen, I don't know. Martha Stewart is a G, right? She's freaking been to jail.
Right.
She hangs out with Snoop Dogg. She's, she's accepted. So I actually think that is that's a good name to get it. You know what I mean? I'd be flattered if someone called me that.
Friendship between Snoop Dogg and Martha's
Vineyard.
Martha Stewart. Which one of them actually did some time and actually is a fucking legit.
He's a felon.
Criminal.
That's right.
It ain't
Martha
Snoop.
Stewart. Yeah, because murder is the
was
case of the
that
case,
gave
but
him.
yeah, but he
we
never
was
went to
not
prison,
guilty.
and
Not
Martha
guilty.
Stewart did. Man, can you believe it? So BKFC Extreme Fans page, Russ Maxim, the Martha Stewart of BKFC. I will love that name, and I hope he loves it too because I do really love it. Yep. So
I have a question. For the picture, I have a question, like a trivia question.
Oh Jesus, you gotta.
Jesus.
I
I thought
you're
of
gonna
it.
have to give me some time then.
I'm gonna type it into the thing while we
Yeah.
talk. What's going on with Lavar? What happened here?
I don't know. So this isn't directed towards Lavar. It is, and it's not. It's directed to everybody who lives in 2024. I don't understand how we can't get good internet around these parts, especially if you're at home. Now, listen, I don't know. Unless you're living like in the mountains, like at the top of a mountain, and there's no electricity there, I cannot figure out how the hell you can be in a plane and have good internet, but not on the ground in your house. Like, it's insane to me. It's insane. I don't get it, Kyle. I don't get it. How is this a thing?
I don't know how it's a thing because 5G works just as good as fucking Wi-Fi. You know what I mean?
Dude,
just get off.
my Wi-Fi is insane. And honestly, nowadays, the price of Wi-Fi at home is so cheap, like compared to what it used to be. I don't understand it, I don't get it. See, there's my wife pushing Verizon because her sister is a bigwig in that company. So, see, no bias at all from her. But yeah, man, look, I want to talk more about the after party at Tom's Watch Bar after the Connecticut show. Listen, I was so excited that this show came to Connecticut that I was nervous. I have not been nervous going to an event for a long time. Like, it's been so long since the first time that we ever went where I was like, oh shit, what do we do? What am I going to do? And we went to so many events. And this event, I was nervous because I was like, oh man, like, our families are going. Our friends are going. We've been talking up this sport for 4 years, telling everybody this is the best. You got to go. The after party is going to be great. Everybody show up. But then we're like, is everybody going to show up? You know what I mean? I start thinking to myself, like, how many people are going to show up? How good are the fights going to be? Like, are they going to hate it? Is it, oh man, everybody loved it. It was so cool. It blasted by so fast. I didn't even I feel like I couldn't even take any of it in. It went that fast. I couldn't find half of the people that went there because it was just so fast. The whole thing just blew by.
Some of our friends that showed up and we talked to them for about 30 seconds and they were fucking gone.
There's Scott Roberts in the Scott Roberts joins the show for the second time technically, but I never really see him in the comments. So welcome, Scott. Welcome.
You know what?
He told me he loved me after his fight. I don't know if he remembers that, but he did.
He's not the only poet in the BKFC. Just so you guys know.
There's another poet.
Right, James Lilly. What's his nickname?
Yes,
the poet. The poet. Or
the
violent poet, something.
But guess what?
Chicken butt.
We have the disciple.
No.
That's not it.
That's not it.
That's absolutely wrong.
So why don't we do that? Our third guest of the evening, and we're gonna have to reschedule with Lavar Johnson.
Yep.
Named Big Johnson, by the way.
Yeah, Big Johnson.
Big Johnson.
Why,
We're gonna
what does that even mean?
We're gonna have to. Yeah, you know what that fucking means. Let's go ahead and bring him in, Mike. Let's go.
Yeah, let's bring him in. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned because when we come back, we are going to be joined by the disciple.
No bigger fans than them last two women that you just saw on the screen, Dustin. No bigger fans on this Planet,
Oh,
not
yeah?
even Russ or Country, not me and
Not Mike and Mish.
Those two women that you just saw on the screen.
Yep.
I'm
Huge
totally
DP
bullshit,
fan?
but those are our wives, and we love them.
Oh, well, I love them too. I appreciate their support.
What's going on, man? How are you?
Good, man. How you guys doing?
Doing great. Doing great.
Dude, this worked out perfectly. I'm literally there's the Bang Barn boys and my wife. We just had dinner.
Hell yeah.
And then
I
my
love
sister-
Bang Barn. I used to watch that when I was a kid.
The Bang Barn.
Mike, you have that mistaken. It was a bus, dude. You were
Oh, shit.
you're
That's
watching
right.
a bus,
Yeah.
you-
Sorry. Confused.
So
That's
hey,
an
man,
easy mistake to make.
I asked Dustin the other day, I said, hey, you want to come on the show? I know it's fight week. I know it's kind of fucking annoying, but you could either come on Wednesday or Thursday after you weigh in and after you're rehydrated and all that shit. And definitely this is a better idea, right?
Oh yeah, I was grumpy yesterday, man. It would have been the worst show ever. I'd be like, yeah, cool, yeah, whatever. I gotta go to bed.
Well, dude, you're a big fucking guy. So what do you walk like? Is it a tough cut to 165 for you nowadays?
No, I've been doing this so long. I've been cutting weight for 20 years, and when I was in the UFC, I cut to 35, and I walked around at close to
Yikes.
170, pretty lean. It was miserable. I think I cut my UFC career a little short doing such a dramatic cut, but this one's not bad. I was bigger for this fight because I had my shoulder surgery the end of October, so I put on some weight. I was very consistent for this fight. Strength and conditioning every morning, banging at night, 2 a days since the end of December. So I got up to a mean, lean 205.
Whoa.
End of February. Yeah. Middle of February, I was 205.
Shit. What was the
Jeez.
surgery on your shoulder, if you don't mind me asking?
Who did surgery?
No,
Or-
what was the surgery?
So my shoulder's been hurting for years, probably a good 5 years. The Elmore fight was really the needle in the haystack, if that's the right saying.
The straw that broke the camel's
That's the
back.
one I was looking for. Yeah, the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah.
That really did it in for me. I knew after that fight I could barely lift my arm. I'm like, yeah, I got to get this worked on. So I got an MRI. I had 3 tears in my rotator cuff. One was pretty detached. So they repaired 2 of the torn muscles, just cleaned them up. The one they had to anchor to the bone. And then they did a chromioplasty. So they shaved down my collarbone because it was pinching on a
Shit.
bursa sac. Yeah, it was pretty painful. I mean, every movement hurt. Punching hurt, lifting it hurt, putting on,
Jeez.
taking off a shirt.
How long were you in a sling for? Was it 8 weeks, 10 weeks, 6 weeks?
They
Or was
said
it-
3 to 6 months was average.
Shit.
He cleared me of every restriction at 3-month mark.
Oh,
So-
nice.
so
So
in
it's
the
probably the
past-
best you could have hoped for, right?
Oh yeah, it was perfect. He's like, I wish all my clients healed as fast as you. But he said, a big part of that is the mental game. I wanted to get healthy, and I worked hard to get back to health. And now it's better than it's ever been.
Yeah. Well, look at your
Shoulder.
look at that.
Look at that man.
Held high right there. You're holding them things way up.
Which arm? Which shoulder was it? Right
It was
or
the
left?
right shoulder.
Right. Yeah. I see it a little lower than the left there in that picture.
Yeah.
I'm
Damn,
just
I
fucking-
should've lifted-
Put a level on that.
No, but it feels great, man. My whole body feels great. This was a great camp.
I'm surprised you can even get your arm up with that big chain around your neck like that.
That was weighing me down. That's why I got a fat neck. I wear that thing around sometimes.
The
love
doctor
it.
would probably advise against wearing that ever again.
Yeah.
It's not good for your shoulders.
So I gave that chain a shout out right before we brought you on here.
Oh yeah.
You got that from Russ?
Yeah, I got that from Russ, and he's such a
Dude.
sweet guy. I saw him at the Prospect Series in Manassas, Virginia. Sorry, I'm
Yep.
shaking here, guys. I'm trying to get my damn phone to stay. Is this too low?
No, it's fine.
Yeah, you're
We'll
good.
go
You're
with
good.
It's that we got that POV view. We got that POV view going. It's fine.
All right, there we go.
Nah, man, we were just shouting Russ and Country out. The Extreme BKFC fans page is the shit, and we just got done fucking blowing them verbally over the internet, so I'm not going to do it. But it is a cool chain, and it was super cool of you to wear that shit out there on the way.
Yeah, he was wearing it. I saw him at the Prospects in Manassas, Virginia. I was like, Russ, what's up, man? Gave him a hug. I'm like, you got to give me one of them chains. The man takes it off his neck and gives it to me. He said, it's yours. I'm like, dude. Yeah, sweet man.
Yeah, absolute sweetheart. So the other day, they brought this belt to the Mohegan Sun, and everyone's taking pictures with it, and we're sitting at the bar like later that night, and Russ was like, hey, have this, take it and use it when you guys have like watch parties and shit. People could take pictures with it. And I'm like, no, man, that's yours. He goes, no, I'll get another one. He's like,
that's what he said to me. It's like, I got plenty.
He's like, here, take this. And so now, I mean, it is a hell of a marketing tool. Like, you know, you go anywhere and people want to take a picture with that thing. It's fucking awesome. So shout out to those guys. I feel you on that shoulder surgery though, because you know, 5-6 years ago, I was lifting something over my head to put it in the back of my truck. It was like the weirdest shit. I was like lifting some inanimate object, and my fucking bicep popped off my shoulder and slid down, and it blew my whole shoulder up, and I couldn't lift my arm like at all. So I went to, you know, I got it checked. Turns out the doctor said it looked like a firecracker went off in my shoulder. That shit sucked so bad. The surgery sucked. The recovery sucked. And you're a professional athlete, so you're different than me. But it took me like a solid, I don't know, like a year later, I feel like I was 100%.
Yeah.
But ever since then, I don't think I could throw a baseball as hard as I could before, a football as hard as I could before. Like, I do feel like I'm limited a little bit. I don't know about punching.
Yeah, but I mean, it sounds like yours was a lot worse than mine, but mine was just repetitive wear and tear over the years. And it's funny because you get so used to like being in pain. Like I trained for 5 years lifting and throwing punches with this torn up shoulder. Obviously it got worse over time, but it's funny now that I don't have any pain. I'll go to do something and my mind thinks it's like still injured and I like baby it a little bit. I'm like, oh no, it's good now. So it's crazy how your body adapts to that stuff. But yeah, shoulder injuries, back injuries, they suck, man.
They do suck. Right now, to be honest with you, my left shoulder, because I know what it was like for the recovery for this one.
Yeah.
My left shoulder was like really bothering. So I went and saw the doctor and they're like, yeah, you have 3 clean tears in your labrum right now. And the rest of your labrum is like crab meat. And I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? They're like, you know how crab meat's all like this?
Yeah.
That's basically how your shoulder is now. And you have bone spurs in your the AC joint. And I'm like,
are you going to get that worked on?
I don't know. So I have decided that I'm just going to live with it until I can't live with it no more. And then I'm going to get it fixed.
That's pretty much what I did.
Yeah.
I couldn't take it anymore. I'm like, all right, it's time.
I feel you, man. So, hey, we got to talk about you fighting for a minute. All right. Yeah. Okay. So Feldman announced that Palomino's fighting Trout.
Yeah.
I don't know if
August, right?
August, right?
I believe.
So he's getting the rematch. Have you heard anything? Is this a title eliminator? Are you going to get the winner of that one? Any conversations?
That's what I heard. I have nothing on paper that makes that official, but I mean, it makes sense to me.
I think we should make it official right here.
Yeah, let's fax me over something to sign. We'll make it official.
Absolutely.
But I mean, I think the winner of this deserves a title shot. I think, and I think it's going to be against Trout. I think that fight's going to go pretty much the same way it did the first time. I think Trout's he's on a next level with his boxing angles, his movement. He's pitter-pat, and he's much longer than Palomino. I think it goes pretty much the same way. So I think the winner of this is fighting Trout.
I feel like I feel like you're right about that. Trout won that one pretty handily, and right now in the evolution of this sport, at the beginning, boxers, like skilled boxers like him, didn't really know how to approach the sport. But I think there's so much. I guess the sport has developed so much and it has evolved over the last 5 years to where like there is an actual sweet science to bare knuckle boxing now. And when a guy like that who is so skilled with the gloves on does a little studying and trains a little bit different for a sport like this, he could really master it. So I think you're right.
Yeah, I agree. But nothing official, but it's definitely, I think it's going to happen. I mean, I heard some good from good sources, so we'll see. I think I earned it. I mean, technically 4-0. This will be 5-0. I mean,
you should definitely.
It's not like I haven't fought any turds. Like, I've fought some tough dudes. Yeah. I fought Eddie Hoke was undefeated when I fought him. Wade Johnson was undefeated when I fought him. Joe Elmore's a tough fight for any opponent. So I think a win over Snake should definitely give me a title shot.
And your thoughts on Snake? He's a pretty impressive kid too. He's pretty good, and he looked really good in his last fight against Elvin. So, your thoughts on him?
Yeah, he's a stud, man. I have all the respect for him. He moves well. He throws awkward punches, makes it hard to read. So I'm not taking him lightly at all. I'm going to treat him like I treat all my opponents, like he's the best fighter in the world. And I'm just going to capitalize on the holes that I find in his game. I think my toughness plays a lot in how I fight. I mean, it's hard to put me away. I take a licking and keep on ticking. I keep coming forward. You got to kill me in that ring. So it's going to be a tough fight.
Dude, Snake, I feel like was a guy that people kind of slept on in the beginning. When he fought Elvin Brito, I think a lot of people probably thought like, Brito's just going to breathe through this. Like, Brito's been around for a while. He's a former champion. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then all of a sudden he comes away with the win, and everyone's like, hold on a second. Who the hell is this guy, Snake? Who is this guy? I really think that put him on the map. And I like Kyle said, he's definitely a tough dude. How is he different as opposed to the other people that you've fought so far?
I think confidence, would be a big thing that he has because he's beaten tough dudes. So a confident person is a tough opponent. Somebody that believes in themselves and believes in what they can do is a dangerous man,
Yeah.
But thankfully I have that same belief in myself. I believe I'm the better fighter. I believe I'm the tougher fighter. I believe I hit harder. I believe I can take a punch better. So I don't see anything. I think he's very close to a Wade Johnson that I fought. He's tall and long. Yep. I'm sure he hits fairly hard, but I'm prepared for all that. So I don't see anything that I got to worry about, that's nagging me in the back of my head. I think I just treat this as another fight, move a lot, make him miss, and capitalize on his openings.
I love you know what? Howie Atherton in the comments section.
Yes, I saw this.
Something, and I completely forgot about this.
I was looking for a video of this.
Dude, the first time we ever saw you in the BKFC, for anybody that didn't see this, go ahead and look up the first BKFC New York card, Seneca Allegheny Casino, and look up the weigh-ins because this fucking guy comes out in the Borat lime green
fucking
bathing.
Dude, I still get asked about that. Like, hey, you gonna wear that again? I'm like, no.
That was a one-time thing.
Why did you do it? What? Just wanted to do it? Did someone dare you?
Somebody dared me to do it. I was like,
yes.
I'll do it.
It's absolutely hysterical.
You guys got to know that. I don't turn them down.
Yeah. Man, we're going to have to come up with a good dare then, I guess.
Yeah, if you want to see something crazy at the next weigh-in, just send it my way. I'll do it.
Why is
My
that?
guys are over there laughing. They're like, yeah, he will.
Megan says, show us, Mikey. She's talking to you, Mike. She wants to see this thing.
You want to see me in the slingshot?
No, she doesn't want to see you in the slingshot.
Sorry.
Dustin,
next time you have me on here, I want to see you in that.
Okay. Well, I guess I got to do it. I got to do it. It's a dare. Why do you think you take on all dares? Where does that come from? Why do you take on all dares? Why don't you just go, nah, fuck that, I ain't doing that shit?
I like to make people laugh.
Yeah.
That's what it takes. I'll do it.
You know,
It didn't like start somewhere with your buddies and like you just kept one-upping each other and you just got to keep on going.
Hey, babe. When did I start just taking any dare sent my way? Always. I've just always been like
always.
that.
Yeah.
I love that. It's
Hey,
awesome.
Someone triple dog dares, forget it, right? You can't.
Oh, it's being done.
It's got to be done. It can't ever not be done.
Right.
Fucking triple dog dare. Don't triple dog dare me, man.
Triple dog dare me. It's happening.
Mike, I'm going to ask Dustin the question about our outside the circle conversation last night.
Yeah. Do it. Please do it.
Dustin, last night on the show, we talked about a judge out in Indiana ruled against this restaurant getting put into a strip mall. The restaurant was a taco restaurant. It was like the world's greatest Mexican tacos or something like that, whatever the name of the restaurant was. So it was going to go into the strip mall. This judge, his name is Craig Bombay, and he obviously is a fucking asshole. He rules that tacos are sandwiches, and there is already a sandwich shop in this strip mall. Therefore, this restaurant cannot go in. We don't need another sandwich shop. Dustin, are tacos sandwiches, or is Craig fucking out of his mind?
That judge needs to be shot. Tacos. I just had tacos. I didn't have 3 sandwiches. I had 3 tacos. Like they're completely different. They're not even close.
I love that. Like, no,
isn't it appalling? It's
like,
the fucking most appalling shit ever.
Nobody on the planet agrees with this fucking idiot.
That's why the world is falling apart. The country's falling apart because guys like that.
Yeah, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. That's like saying, I can't even think of a good analogy. Like, wow. Hey,
you can't.
Hey, we just.
That's like ice cream is soup, right?
You had soup.
Yeah, cereal soup is what I said. Cereal, like
cereal.
Oh,
soup.
you had cereal, so you had soup for breakfast. No.
Yeah, it's fucking insane.
Yeah.
Oh, I dare you to freaking go knock that dude out.
Where's it? What's his address? You give me his address and you dare me to knock him out. I will.
I dared. Triple dog dare you to do it.
We're gonna invite
with the slingshot on.
We're gonna invite him to the first BKFC card in Indiana State history. We're gonna invite Craig Bombay to sit ringside so somebody could slap him around.
Oh, we're just gonna jump him. You're like, there he is. There's a sandwich taco.
Yeah, force feed him tacos till he passes out.
You like these sandwiches?
You like these sandwiches? What a fucking stew-nod. Hey, man. Thank you for coming on here, Dustin. We are excited to see you fight, especially if this is a title eliminator like we're hearing and like you're hearing. I hope they make that official. I hope they say it tomorrow night during the event. The event for everyone that's watching is tomorrow. It's in Omaha. So if you're not out in Omaha, get on the app, get on Fubo, get on whatever streaming service they're doing it. But him and Carlos Trinidad Snake is going to be a fucking banger without question.
Guaranteed.
I know that you guys are not going to disappoint. How do you see this fight playing out? You see it an ultra-violent slugfest? You see it a technical war? What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a little bit of both. I think early rounds, a lot of movement, slipping, and get a peek of some good technical boxing. And then I think we're just going to get mean, and we're just going to start busting each other up. The crowd's going to hype us up. We're just going to start slinging. So I think it's going to be a very exciting fight. I don't see it ending early. I think we're both ready for a war.
Absent-minded in the comment section says knuckle sandwiches. I think you should hit him with a couple knuckle tacos tomorrow night.
It's the same thing, bro. It's the same thing.
You're right. It's the same thing. I fucking love it. Thanks for coming on. I know that you're busy. Fight week is always busy. Any final words for anyone that's going to be paying attention tomorrow night?
I just want to thank you guys for having me on. It's always a pleasure to be on the show. But yeah, follow me on Instagram, Facebook, all that jazz. And do not miss this fight. It's going to be a banger.
The card itself is fucking
there's a lot of great
There's a lot of great fights on there.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And I'm honored to be the main event. So it's exciting.
Absolutely. Must see TV, must see bare knuckle action tomorrow night. Thank you so much, Dustin, for coming on. Mike, you got anything else for him?
Yeah, I actually do have one more thing for you. Shablam!
There it is.
Bam! I've been looking for a picture of this. I don't know why it was so hard to find, but it was, it's buried deep. I just had to go and I found it. It's above the waist, so
I appreciate that because it really,
this is a family show.
Yeah, you don't want to expose my weaknesses.
Yeah.
I love it, man.
So there it is in all its glory. If anybody wants to see the full thing, you're going to have to look it up on the BKFC app. So download it, subscribe, and look up that weigh-ins, right?
Yeah, there's a video of me swimming in it at a beach house on my Instagram. Just scroll.
Oh.
There you go.
Oh, nice.
Go to at
I'll look. I'm
Dustin
gonna
Pague on
maybe
Instagram.
maybe I'll look it up later on the show and I'll put it up
You
here.
get a back view version too.
Oh, hey, hold up. Before we let you go, we got to give away an autographed photo of you.
My Lord!
Do you have the photo?
I will in 1 second.
I have the question. So this is really easy. Dustin was on The Ultimate Fighter. What team was Dustin Pague a member of on the 14th season of The Ultimate Fighter? Team who? First person to put it in the comments section.
Ooh.
First person to put it in the comment section wins an autographed photo of Dustin Pague, courtesy of Russ and Country over there at Extreme BKFC Fans page. They do so much for everybody. They're going to give away a photo of you. Dustin, don't give away the answer.
I won't. I don't see the comments, so you gotta let me know.
All right, let's see if we get a winner. But thanks a lot for coming on. We're going to give away that photo when somebody gets it right. And we got another guest coming up. Mike, go ahead.
Hey, listen, it's always great to have you on. You're welcome back anytime. Good luck in your fight. Not that, I know it's always like, hey, I don't need luck. I train for this. But no, you know what I mean. Listen, everybody.
There, right? Oh, no, is that the wrong answer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is the wrong answer. Other one,
right.
You fucking. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah. Wrong answer. Right show. Anyway, there we go. Yeah.
Team Mayhem. They said so. What it was? You were a member of Jason Mayhem Miller's team. That must have been something.
Yo, dude, he was a treat for sure. That guy's awesome.
I wish they would bring back Bully Beatdown. That was a fucking phenomenal show. Dustin, the Disciple Pague, should bring back Bully Beatdown, and you should be the guy hosting that shit and beating up bullies. It's fucking fantastic.
I would love that. Let's set it up.
There you go. So TJ Islaxon, you're getting this photo right here of Dustin.
That's right. Signed, baby.
That's it. Best of luck tomorrow night, buddy.
All right,
yes,
guys,
sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for coming on. We will see you soon. Everybody else, stick around because we have Tommy Strydom coming on, baby. Let's go. Take it easy, Dustin.
Later, guys.
Tommy Strydom.
How are you guys today?
What's going on? You are Nebraska's own by way of South Africa. Is that correct?
That's correct, sir. 100%.
There you go. Nebraska's own. How long you been out in Nebraska?
Well, I've been here now going 3 years that I farm and fight this side and enjoying life this side, I must say. I'm blessed to be here.
So you're a farmer, right?
That's correct.
All right. So I grew up on a farm. What kind of farming do you do? Do you raise cattle? Do you do
so we got
corn?
cattle.
Do you hay?
We got cattle, Angus beef, and then we got some fields, let's say about 5,000 acres of corn.
Nice.
So, yeah, that's what I do.
Dude, that is how I learned how to drive. When I was like 12 years old, 10, 12, 11 years old, I was in dump trucks in the cornfields. So I was learning how to drive stick in the
Cool.
dump trucks, and they would let me drive the truck behind the tractor with the thing shooting the corn in. And then I would get done when the truck was full. I would switch trucks.
You guys done silage, yeah. I know
Silage,
exactly. Yeah, that's correct. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, good shit, man. I love a good farmer, man. So, hey, 2-0 in the BKFC, straight out of South Africa. Now you're out there. Talk to us a little bit about your background in combat sports and what got you into the BKFC.
So I've been, fighting all my life since I started 6 years old, turned pro in 2010. I'm in a background of kickboxing. Then I went to K1, Muay Thai, and then EFC back in South Africa. That's mixed martial arts. And my first fight this side was 3 years ago, I think, 2 years ago in Lincoln. And I got a bit badly smashed. I was ring rusted after 4 years not fighting. And I got a bit of the elbows in between the eyes. And they stopped the fight because the cut was too big. And that's one of those things that happens. Shit happens, they say.
Absolutely. Hey, you mentioned one of the MMA companies down there in South Africa. Did you say EFC? Is that what it is?
That's correct. EFC, Extreme Fighting Championships. That's correct.
Didn't Cyrus Fees, who
Cyrus used to
he was a commentator
announce
for them, right?
it. That's 100% correct.
Yeah, that's right. I knew I heard that before.
Small world, they say.
You're right. And did
wild.
Jeremy Smith fought for them as well?
Jeremy Smith fought for them as well. That's 100% correct. As well as Crystal van Wyk, he also fought there. That's fighting on the card now.
Shit, man. And so there's a handful of South African fighters in the BKFC now.
We are four. It's me, Crystal, it's Jeremy, and then Chaz Wasserman. He's from the UK.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
But we heard rumblings of a possible BKFC in South Africa. That's got to be like the ultimate dream, right? To go back home and fight on one of those cards.
It is definitely one of those things. They were spoken about it. It apparently was supposed to be held like the 3rd of Feb. That's what they spoke about that time, and then they changed it to the 28th of April. And things just didn't kick off. I think it's been held back a bit, because finding fighters in South Africa doing things for the right reasons and stuff like that it's good fighters. Don't let me make a mistake, but obviously, like most of them say, money talks. They are there for one thing. It's they want to get paid good fees.
So the only thing that I know about South Africa, other than fighting, is gold mines. Right? My brother is a former Army Ranger.
Yeah.
And since he's out of the military, he talks to his buddies that are now working for like contractor companies. And they hire like airborne rangers to guard the gold mines down there. Is that a big thing? Because he heard that they pay very well and they see action every day. Like people are always trying to get into the fucking gold
That's true. There's a lot of gold mines. My dad actually worked on a gold mine, ERPM, back in Johannesburg, South Africa, and that's all been shut down. I don't know all the reasons for that, but he got retrenched that time, and then ERPM got shut down, and I think it's just costing them too much when it comes to pumping all the water from underground, and that's a daily basis, all day pumps running, and I don't know much about it, but I know about a lot of gold. We got a lot of gold mines back in South Africa, but I doubt that everything is running still. Not all of them.
Okay.
You've never thought about doing that yourself?
No.
I
I was since a young age. I was big in sports back in school and everything. Sport is my life. I studied sports science, everything, and then you find me on a farm. Now I'm a farmer, and I love what I do. My farmers let me do my dream job, that's fighting as well. So I'm very blessed for that. But sport was my number one.
You even have a tattoo there. It says What
Yeah,
does that
there we
say?
go.
God made a farmer?
God made a farmer. That's correct.
There's a work ethic that is like ingrained in a farmer that is much different than anybody else. Like my grandfather passed away at 97 years old, and he worked he was in World War II, so it was right after World War II he started a farm, Sahanchik Brothers Farm in Franklin, Connecticut. And he worked every day of his life until he was like 92 years old.
Yeah.
And he retired. He was still driving a tractor. He was still cutting hay, and his brother had worked till he was like 94 years old. It was unbelievable. But that man was up before the sun came up every single day, and he was home when the sun came down every single day until he was a very old, broken down man.
That's freaking amazing. That's amazing. I must say, that's amazing.
There's a certain work ethic that to be a farmer, you got to work. There's no fucking way around it.
That's long hours of working, and the thing is, there's corn that has to go into the fields, cattle that has to be done. There's a lot of work. It's not just standing around.
What do you
It's
absolutely
not just, any other office job?
Right.
What do you hate to do when it comes to farm? What's the one thing that you're like, oh my God, I don't want to fucking do that?
I would say hauling shit. When you haul shit, there's a lot like we get to haul shit, let's say 2 months out of the year, and it's as if that's manure that
it's the smell, right?
The smell pulls into your clothes, and for working the long hours there, and pumping manure and stuff like that, it pulls into your skin. You just smell shitty all the time. But like for me, I get used to the smell, but not the people around me always.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you ever
walk into a place, people are like, "Oh, did he shat himself, or what's going on?"
You know what you should do?
I smell fine.
Is try to book your fights like right around that time of the year.
Yeah.
Right? So when you get into the ring, like your opponent has to
just
smell
reek.
Shit.
Yeah, I hear you. You'll just get out on the other side and say, I'm fighting someone that shat himself already. He didn't even start a fight yet.
Good. Yeah, they quit. You win.
That's great.
That's it. Mind games, baby.
Easy match for him. Or for me.
Smell games.
For me. Smell games. Smelly shit.
The mind game's on a new level, man, for sure.
Yep.
So where do you see yourself going with this sport, bare knuckle, man? You got a couple wins under your belt. It's been a minute since you've been back in there, right? So what do you want to do with this sport?
Yeah, well, first of all, I was standing backstage now tonight, just before the whole getting onto the stage for the weigh-in and everything. And Josh Creech that I fought the last time that I knocked out, he actually told me in his turning, because he's the fight just before me, and he turned to me and he's like, you know what? You're one of the guys that's going to have the title one day. And, I respect people saying it to me and believing in me and being humble like that. I really do respect him and for what they say, and, just to believe in it. And that's what we're here for, is to go top of the ranks. It's not just another fight jumping in. There's a reason for every step, and the step is to go to the top.
What else? Why else would you be there, right? Everybody.
Exactly. That's 100%. I don't just want to jump in a fight and then throw a few hands and there's nothing I can achieve out of it. There's always goals. I believe in goals. I set a lot of goals out there for myself, because if you don't have a goal, where are you driven yourself to?
Absolutely. And without looking past Corey Roberts, are you like eyeballing that top 5 or those names at the top? The featherweight division is stacked, especially the top 5. The two that are fighting in the title fight, Kai and Brian, but you got Superman Allen, James Brown, HD Davis, you got Jimmy Rivera. There's like a lot of studs in that 145-pound division. You win this one tomorrow night against Corey Roberts, that puts you at 3-0. You could be in the conversation for that, top 5.
That's true. They told me yesterday that can be a possibility to, if I'm 3-0 and it's 3 knockouts, there can always be a possibility to go to the top 3 or even title shots. It all depends. Like, I heard some of the fighters, I don't know how true it is. I'm talking out of what I heard, went up on weight. That's fighting on 155 now because they struggle getting weight on 145. So it opens the division a little bit more. But, you know, at the end, that doesn't matter. I came out of the background fighting on 155 back in the days.
Wow. And why is it that you fight at 145 now? Is it just back in the day you were carrying a little more muscle or something?
No, not really. You know, 155, I can manage to fight 155, 145. I think if I push myself to better things, I can even go to 135. But
wow.
A lot of guys and old trainers of mine told me, Tommy, you'll be strong as a freaking ox if you go to 145. Because as in back in my fights in South Africa, my pro fights and stuff like that, you know, I've been already have a lot of power for how big I am and my shots, and they believe I will earn actually the division in certain ways. So I decided my first 145 fight was over here in Nebraska.
And now, how long you been farming?
It's going 4 years, sir.
So you're developing that farm strong. That Nebraska farm strong. I don't know if you've ever heard that said, like out here in America, like Nebraska, like they say, like corn fed, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like corn fed
people.
farmer.
Yeah,
You know, those farm boys are strong as hell. That's why all the best football players come out of the Midwest and Nebraska and whatnot.
Yep.
So you know, you got the skill that you came over with, but now you're developing farm strong, man. You got a little
That's
edge
correct.
on everyone.
We work with some heavy stuff now and again, and you know, there's a lot of picking up and working with your hands and your body and everything. Is not all day sitting in a tractor. You know, a lot of people back in South Africa, because I'm on a H2A visa this side, and there's a lot of people in South Africa that usually says, "Oh, you're getting well paid just for sitting in a tractor," but they don't really know how hard we do work this side. You got to be here to know.
What is an H2A visa? I'm sorry, I don't know that.
So H2A visa is a visa for farming in not Nebraska, but in the US. So you got to go through a H2A visa farming this side. And if I'm not mistaken, you're talking about 27,000 South Africans working on a yearly basis in your country as a farmer.
Wow. I learned
interesting
something.
Times. Interesting.
Yeah, hell yeah. I never knew that.
There's a lot of strong farm boys out there. It's just like, I'm going to be honest, I'm blessed with the people that I work for Ashraf Farm, because they actually give me the opportunity to live my dream and as well fight. But like they said, as long as my fighting is not interfering with my work, you can go ahead. You go smash things and you go be happy. And they are backing me all the way. And that's, you know, that I love them for that.
Now,
That's awesome.
Why Nebraska? When you were coming over from South Africa, did you have people in Nebraska already? Did you have like friends or family over there, or
no?
Did you just pick
I
that
actually
spot?
started in farming in Arkansas, Carlisle, and then I moved from there to South Lakota. In Lakota, I was farming there on a harvesting crew, and I'm going to be honest. I don't lie. I'm a very honest person. Me and the bosses there didn't see eye to eye. There was things said to me and that pissed me off. And I was like, you know what? You take your farm and shove it up your ass. I'm moving on. You know, I'm just that person. I'm not a slave. I live for the word. I'm as good as anyone else that walks on this earth. And I'm as good as you and you're as good as me. And then I moved on. One of my friends was working for the Ashrafs, Reno, and he got me through to the Ashrafs. And they're like family to me now. That's how I feel.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than like hating going to work every day.
Yeah,
Like,
you
you gotta
don't-
wake
you don't
up and
wanna
go to
be
work,
like
you're like,
that. That's not
"Ugh,
nice. That's
hell
true.
no."
No shit. I'm out of that.
Yeah, you gotta be like, listen, sure, it's fulfilling and you like farming, and maybe even if you were a millionaire, maybe you'd buy a farm and you'd own it and do some stuff. But to an extent, like, nobody really wants to go to work. So, like, you gotta like what you're doing. You don't want to wake up every day and have to go there and be like, I fucking hate this shit every single day. I
You
hate
do
this.
get
I don't want to
people
do
that does
this.
that.
And then it makes you hate what you love too. Like, you like farming. Now you're farming and this guy's a douche. And now you got to go to work every day and you hate farming. That's going to make you not like the farm. Like, you got to get the hell out of there, man.
I
So,
hear you. That's true.
yeah.
That's true what you said. But you do get people that doesn't enjoy it. You get guys that comes over because they know that they're making better money this side than in South Africa. Because I'm going to be honest, in South Africa, opportunity for making a living these days is very much more harder. That side. That's why people immigrate, or not just immigrate. They come on visas over to come and work this side. And farms, you makes use of the South Africans as well, because there's not a lot of people in the US that is enjoying the farm work and are hard working. I don't say you guys don't work hard, but when it comes to farming, there's some guys that can work hard and some guys just they hate going to work every day, like you said.
Yeah, there's like a I think over time, and I don't know, maybe it's just the way that I see the world, the United States, really, to be exact, is like people aren't doing trades. They're not out learning actual, like, hands-on work and stuff like that. Everybody's been kind of fed this you got to go to college thing. Like, hey, you got to go to college and you got to take some kind of random major and stay in. And all these trades, like, now, if you go and you're a plumber or you're a farmer or you're an electrician, you're a welder, you don't know a lot of welders. You know what I mean? Like, those are the jobs that people aren't thinking about. They're thinking, like, hard labor. That's going to be hard labor. And it's like, yeah, it is labor. But there are so many people who aren't doing it anymore that you could get into a trade like that and make so much money on it because nobody knows what they're doing. So, like, I can see you take advantage of a good time. Like, hey, I'm gonna go over to the U.S. and farm. You could probably make some good dough over here and maybe own a farm of your own one day. Because people don't want to do it.
That's a dream, and I like working on dreams and making it come true.
Yeah, I hope you do. I really do.
Tomorrow's the next step, right? Tomorrow's the next step. You moved to 3-0. Can I ask you what was there a reason why you didn't fight for a year? The last time you fought was last May. It's been about a year. So
there was spoken about fights. Well, last year when I was still here, there was spoken about 2 fights, and one of them was. So Brandon Allen, but I think Brandon Allen at that time changed managers and trainers, and then they didn't make that happen. And then what is the champion's name on the
Kai Stewart?
No, not Kai, not on featherweight, the one below on bantam.
Keith
Richardson.
Richardson.
Yep.
Dudson's
brother. Oh, that's 125. Yep.
120. Yeah, Dudson's brother.
Eric.
There was as well spoken about fighting. I think that was Albuquerque, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's.
And then he didn't take my fight. He took a fight that has got not so many losses, and apparently they spoke about he needs to get because he's also been off for a year or something, and he first wants an easier fight apparently, and he got and he lost the fight in any case. And,
Armas, when he fought Roberto Armas.
Yeah, Roberto
it can
Armas.
be, yeah. And then, I was surprised he didn't take the fight with us. And I think it's because I'm unpredictable. There's not many fights of myself on YouTube and around the world so that they can see what to read from me and stuff like that. So I think they didn't know what to expect and they took something else. That's my honest opinion.
Roberto Armas beat him, and another fellow Jackson Wink management guy.
That's correct.
He actually manages fighters for Jackson Wink, who you're represented by Jackson Wink, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Yes.
Right. Roberto isn't just a fighter;
Yeah.
he's a manager for them.
Hey, that's cool. That's cool to hear.
Man,
He hasn't been around a lot lately because he was deployed for a little while. I believe he's now back. So he's probably training to get back into a fight. So we'll probably be seeing more of him soon. I did want to ask you before we let you go here is, we got the fight coming up, Kai Stewart, Brian Duran. Do you have somebody in that fight that you think's going to win? How do you see that fight playing out?
I do. I'm going to be honest. When I was back in South Africa, Reddit as well sent me a few messages, and I commented on Kai's fighting, and then he had a shitty comment saying, "Yeah, that will be a fun fight, fighting against me." As if I'm this easy opponent, and that's where people make a mistake. I've got a heart of a lion. I don't give up. I can take shots. I can give shots, and I chirped him back. There wasn't any comeback towards that. I'm going to be honest. He comes out of a wrestling background, if I'm not mistaken.
You're right.
He likes shooting in clinch, and most of his shots is by when he backs out, he throws those shots, and that's what lands. And that's one of the biggest things the guys make mistake is my clinch work on a stand-up fight is not bad at all. I'm good in the clinch and the inside. And at least I know what to do, and I'm strong there as well. And how can I say? I'm backing Duran all the way. I like him. He's a great guy. We've been speaking a lot as well. A few messages here and there, and I think Duran he's got that heart to take that fight. I think he's hungry for the title, and I believe he's going to take that. If it's wrong to say, I don't rate Kai that much. I know he's won fights and he went places. And I'm very glad for him. But I don't rate him on my level. I don't.
Fair enough.
And what makes him win fights is fitness. His fitness is A4 way, and that makes him win fights, I must say.
Yeah. And you said you got Brian in that fight. One thing, Brian is powerful as hell.
Yeah.
He might be a little wild. But he's toning that wildness down, training with Palomino's crew there.
Yes.
He is becoming a more technical fighter, and now he's not such a street fighter anymore. He's more of a boxer. He's more of an actual dialed in bare knuckle fighter, training with one of the best teams you can down there in Miami. And he's very powerful, and he's 6-0 with 6 knockouts. So
that's great. That's great. And I give it to him. I respect him a lot. I respect all the fighters because I'm that humble guy. But as long as they get in the ring to me, then they should just know this is going to be a fight. It's not just going to be another walkover.
Hell yeah. So that one should be a banger on June 21st. But tomorrow night, you're fighting Corey Roberts. Before we let you go, we didn't really talk too much about your opponent because we like to get to know the fighter more than that part of the conversation. But Corey Roberts tomorrow night, he's 1-0. He's got a MMA background. What can you tell us about Corey, and how do you see the fight playing out tomorrow night?
Well, first of all, I want to tell him good luck and all for the best. May the best guy win and everything in it. I've been watching some of his fights that's on YouTube, some of his MMA fights and stuff like that. I can say I don't rate him where I'm at, and we'll see what happens tomorrow. I've seen a lot of mistakes that he does. There's one thing, he loves the overhand right, and it looks like I believe he's going to come in with a brawl and try and clinch and get in there, but good luck for him for that. We'll see what happens, But otherwise, like I said, seems like a great guy. And I respect him for getting into the ring as well. Everybody that gets into that ring, I've got respect for because it doesn't take anybody to do it.
And it was all nothing but respect at the weigh-ins tonight. I didn't watch the weigh-ins personally. I was doing other things this afternoon.
There was respect. I must say, a lot of respect towards each other. Our percentage on who's taking the fight is going my way so far. But like I said, I'll focus on the fight when I get there. For now, I'm feeling up and just doing a bit of focusing and seeing what his old fights is, where mistakes is, and stuff like that. So Yeah, I think I'm gonna. Well, not think. I know I'm gonna do good. I'm here for the W. I'm here to do that another knockout if I can. You never go for a knockout. It happens when it should. But I believe I'm gonna stop him. Either first or maybe early second. He fought against DJ, and I think he won that fight by stoppage only like in the fourth round, around there.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. But yeah, it doesn't matter. At the end, it's a fight. And yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be a good fight, and let's take it as it is.
I love that. And you expect him to come hot off the line, right?
I expect him to come hard off the line. I expect him to come in hard, and of course he's on the MMA side as well. You know, he'd like to come in and clinch and stuff like that. So, you know, like in the MMA, if I'm not mistaken, he's one of the guys that would like to go to the ground or whatsoever. But let's see what's. Maybe I can be wrong. I can be right. But you know, I'm ready for anything that comes my way. You know, I've trained myself hard, and my camp was great, and I feel good. Everything I've done for myself, for the Lord, my mom, my boy, and all my people back home, and the people I know this side. And I know we're gonna do well. We're gonna do very well.
Awesome, man. Well, we're excited to see it. I hope for the best for you tomorrow. And if, you know, you get that third win, that third knockout, big things are in the future for you for sure. And hopefully, you know, one day they do break into the South Africa, you know, BKFC South Africa. And you and Jeremy and Crystal, you guys can all, and Chaz, you guys can all get on that card and make history down there. You know what I mean? Touch ground.
I mean, yeah, that would be great. That would really be great. Let's see. You know, at the end, Rome hasn't been built in a day. Let's see where it goes there.
Absolutely, man.
Look at that card. It's so good. This card is really good. I can't wait for this thing.
Yeah,
There's a lot of good
card. A lot of the guys that's fighting, I know, because I've been fighting on the previous cards with them as well. So, and they're all awesome people. You know, so much respect for everybody, and them for myself as well. So, no, very nice people, I must say.
Well, thank you so much for coming on here tonight. I know it's the night before the fights.
Yes,
we're gonna, you know, talking to people fight week is a little touchy for. I usually don't want to bother them. I don't want to bother the fighters, but it is after you've already weighed in and you got
weighing.
You get some food in you, rehydrate.
I feel good. I feel awesome now.
Yeah, man. So thanks a lot for giving us some of your time. We're gonna let you get out of here. Do you want a minute to like shout some people out, or say you could have the floor for a minute?
That would be good. You know, first of all, I would just like to thank God for giving me the opportunity, BKFC for having me as well. Sponsors wise, all my sponsors, I can call them Viela Logistics. I've got Wolf Apparel. I've got Eastern Hydraulics, Kachis Boerderij. Yeah, I just want to call out to all my sponsors, especially my supporters team this side at the H2A program, all the Americans as well, my fellow South Africans back home. You know, God bless you all, and I do really respect you all, and thanks for having my back every step of this way.
Tommy, you're a gentleman. You definitely present yourself as a gentleman, but you are a violent gentleman. You're going to go in there and be violent tomorrow because that's what the BKFC fans want to see.
Amen. That's what we're going to do.
Hell yeah. Good. Best of luck with you and Corey Roberts tomorrow night. Mike, do you have anything else for Tommy?
Yeah, I second that. You're definitely a gentleman, a hard worker, a fighter, somebody that, you know, people would. I imagine, just looking at the comments, you're somebody that people can get behind, and I know you've gained some fans here tonight. You'll gain even more fans tomorrow. I cannot wait for the fights. We will be watching. We'll have you back next fight, and hey, man, good luck. And for everybody else, stick around. We'll be back in a second. Take care, Tommy.
Thanks so much, guys. God bless. Over and out.
Thanks.
Later.
See ya.
BKFC, Knucklemania taking over LA. Let's go!
Look at our BKFC family there. I fucking love them all. I love them all. I see. I got one of those right here, Mike.
Yeah.
Absent
Yeah, we were talking about a lot of Big Ben, you know, so why not bring up the LA,
Can you see
the LA
Let
party?
me hold up. Let me move that. Look at that.
Oh,
shit.
look at that. I got one right over my shoulder
Just look
here.
at it. Would you just
Right
look at
there.
it? You know what? You got to go to at on point finish at on point finishes LLC on Instagram and follow my boy Absent Minded. They do beautiful work at on point finishes LLC. Give them a follow. I can get behind Tommy. That's pretty fucking awesome. I relate to him as far as a farmer goes. I grew up on the farm with my grandfather. It's where I got my work ethic, and that's why I feel like you and I put so much fucking time into this outside of our regular jobs and our wives and our kids and coaching and all the extra shit we have the fucking grind in us. And I feel like I owe that to my grandfather for sure. I started farming with him when I was like 5 or 6 years old, just pushing hay bales in the fucking loft, and then learned how to drive on the farm, learn how to drink on the farm, learn how to fucking talk shit on the farm, learn how to fucking throw bales. Tommy's a farmer, so he's got a little bit of that grind in him for sure. And I think he can go places. You know what I mean? He wins tomorrow night. He moved to 3-0, and especially if he gets a win, 3-0 with 3 knockouts, that jumps off the page.
Yes, it does. And yeah, like just having that grit, man, that can go a long way because you have some people who are trained, like Kai's a trained wrestler. It's very good for him because he's got that stamina, he's got the dog in him. You know, he's been there, he's been through it. But you also have a farmer.
It wasn't my ankle. In the comments, my sister says, chainsaw your ankle, right, Kyle? No, it wasn't my ankle. It was my leg. I won't show it. But I fucking was chopping wood down around the edge of the hayfield. My grandfather gives me and my boy Joel 2 chainsaws. We're fucking 15 or 14 years old. He says, hey, boys, take these. Go along the edge of the field there, cut all the brush that's like hanging into the field, cut all that shit down. So, you know, just nothing like giving a couple 14-year-olds fucking chainsaws and sending them off. Me and him were just going nuts, and I fucking I was cutting the tree and it fucking jumped off, like the chainsaw like hit something and it popped off and it went bah, 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 on my leg, and then it bounced off my boot on the other leg. And I was like, oh, fuck. And I'm like looking down and I'm like, I must have missed my leg. And I look at my other leg. I pull my pant leg up and you know the fat, like padded part at the top of a Timberland boot?
Yeah.
It almost went through with it. Like I pulled it right at the last second. It went right down to like paper thin layer of that fucking padding. And I'm like, wow, I almost just chopped my fucking foot off. Right.
Holy shit.
And I'm like, wow. That could have been real bad, right? So I'm like, I get back to cutting. I'm cutting, and I start getting a little fucking woozy. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? I shut the chainsaw off, and I look down, and the other leg, the one that, the opposite leg of the boot, I look, and my fucking left boot is completely like soaked in blood, and I pull my fucking pant leg up, dude. I cut right through the fucking calf, like right below the calf muscle, hit the bone in my fucking leg. It went so fast through my leg that I didn't even feel it. It just went through my leg and bounced off my other boot. I was like, bow, 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 bow. And I'm like, oh. So, dude, I fucking put the chainsaw down. I go over to Joel. Joel's like cutting, and I tap him. I'm like, oh, cut the fucking chainsaw, cut it up. He shuts it. He's like, what's up? I'm like, dude, I cut my leg. And I pull my pant leg up, and he sees like the hole in my leg. This motherfucker turns into fucking David Hasselhoff Baywatch style, dude. Scoops me up, and he's got me over his shoulder, and he's running. He's like running through the fucking hayfield. And I'm like, put me down, man. I can walk. He's like, no way, man. You can't walk in this state. There's no way you can walk. He fucking runs me like, you know, quarter mile back to my fucking
Saved
house.
your life, man.
Yeah, brings me to my house, But he's Mitch Buchanan in that shit in the fucking hayfield. Puts me on the he runs me all the way to the front door of my house. We walk in, my mom fucking loses her goddamn mind. She's immediately pissed off at my grandfather for giving 2 fucking teenage kids that know nothing about
Got to learn at some time, right?
Yeah. Joel was the fucking hero that night. You know what I mean? And that's why he's my oldest son's godfather. Fucking
nice.
Yeah.
He saved your life.
Little fucking farmer story for me.
Beautiful.
Hey, it was unfortunate. Shout out to Dan Godoy. Dan Godoy,
Yep.
Max Bet Dan Godoy, the lumberjack himself. Shout out to him for coming on. I'm beyond excited to see that guy fight. There's a lot of hype behind him. He looks like a fucking monster. I think there's a lot there.
These guys love him.
Yeah, these guys love him.
Loved him.
I can't wait to fucking see him fight. So
did you guys love him?
Thanks to him for coming on. Dustin
Joe
Pague.
Ivy loved him.
Joe Ivy is in love with him.
Yeah, Joe Ivy loved him as soon as
He's
you heard his
Canadian.
voice. Yep.
He's Canadian.
That's right.
So Kevin Smith, move over, buddy. There's a new Canadian in town.
That's right. Yeah.
Shout out to Dustin Pague, who's always a fun conversation. That guy's awesome. Dustin Pague, I texted him and I sent him the link.
Yes, I
sent him the link.
I seen this.
I said, hey, enter the link at this time. We'll see you soon. He wrote copy poppy. I wrote back cocky poopy, and he laughed.
Cocky poopy. And then you did this. Cocky poopy. Out.
You said
because
poppy.
We are in our 40s, and this is how we act.
Yeah, cocky poopy. And then Tommy Strydom, I think there's a lot with that guy. And he, especially with the accent. People love accents. You know what I mean?
People just love them.
People love accents. So those 3, thank you so much to those 3 fighters for coming on. It's unfortunate that we fucking lost Lavar Johnson tonight.
I know. He was there. We had him there.
There's a lot of conversation to be had with Lavar Johnson. I was looking forward to it all day long. I was thinking about talking with him. There's a lot in his background. There's a lot in his fighting background. There's a lot in his life story. We could have had a really good conversation with him. We're gonna reschedule that one. And besides his background and his life story, we would have gotten into that and we would have talked to him but as a fighter, as a 6'3", 265-pound heavyweight.
Yeah.
He is 46 years old, which is getting up there, but you see that you don't need to be a young man in this game. You just need to be able to throw hammers. His 18-10 MMA record, 17 of them are knockouts by punches. 17 of his 18 wins. The only non-knockout was a guillotine that someone ran in on him and he fucking caught it. You know what I mean? This guy was made for this. And out of his 10 losses, seven of them were submissions. So I think it's pretty clear that Lavar Johnson I compare it to Lorenzo Hunt. You know what I mean? Lorenzo Hunt, if he could put his hands on you in MMA, he knocks you out. But if his opponents got him down and he had to grapple and do jiu-jitsu and whatnot, he wasn't winning the fight. And you look at Lavar's record, clearly MMA was successful for him. He got a lot of wins, but he got a lot of wins on his feet throwing hands. Not quite the sport for him. He could really thrive in this shit.
Well, maybe we'll see him soon. Maybe maybe he'll invest in his internet. I had better internet when I was in fucking Kuwait, Kyle.
I know. He had a few names that he wanted. I know.
I wanted to talk to him.
He had a few names that he wants to fight. And a name like
we got to get him on here.
Coming from the UFC and coming from Bellator and Strikeforce, his background speaks for itself. He could pull one of these bigger names. He could definitely do it. His last fight in Valor was supposed to be against Mark Godbeer. Remember?
Yeah, I don't know anything about Mark Godbeer, but I can tell you for the last 4 years, I've seen him matched up with many people and have never seen him fight one time. Am I wrong? Have you ever seen him fight?
Canceled. Yeah, they always get canceled.
Every single time
he did
something
fight
happens.
for Valor once. I can't remember who he fought, but he did fight for Valor once.
He fought for in Valor 1?
Yeah, I think he did.
Did he?
Yeah, I remember him in the fucking.
I thought it got pulled.
Pretty positive. I saw him fight in the spandex pants, like all the other spandex pants.
Nice. Yeah.
But we'll get him on. Thank you guys for hanging with us 2 nights in a row. Fucking 7 guests later. Mike and I are wrapping it up.
Wrapping it up.
It's late and I'm tired and I got to work tomorrow. And no outside.
You probably saw him in Gramda, Kyle.
Was it Gramda?
I think so, but yeah, I think so. That because they fight in the pants in there, right? Gramda. The Gramda's pretty crazy.
Fight in the pants.
They fight in the pants.
They fight in the pants every night.
They're fighting in the pants, baby. Yeah. Hey, listen, it ain't a good fight unless you're fighting in the pants, baby.
Yeah. You got to get in the pants, baby.
Yeah, they're fighting in the pants.
Stay in the pants.
We got to get this dude on. Listen, we got some big things happening behind the scenes. Hopefully, we can bring these big plans
to fruition tomorrow.
Next week,
and
maybe. And show you maybe next week or maybe in a couple weeks. We have some work to do.
We do. Hey, Mike, we have some guests already lined up for next week.
Yeah,
we could tell you guys. So tomorrow night, you guys got to watch BKFC in Omaha.
You better watch, or I'll break your fingers off.
Yep. But next week,
I do.
Tune in because we're gonna have Zeb Vincent on Wednesday. We're gonna have Sawyer DP on Wednesday, and right now Kelvin Rayford on Thursday. So we got some guys that are gonna be fighting soon for the BKFC on the show next week already. But that's just 3 fighters over 2 days. I'm sure we're gonna find 3, 4 fucking more because that's what we're doing these days.
Yeah.
And we'll break some news for you guys next week. So.
Yeah, Mark Godbear did fight. He fought Jack the Outlaw May
in
VBK 1. Yeah.
Yes, I knew I saw him in there. I knew I wasn't tripping balls. I thought you were fucking calling my bluff on that one. But
no, I was reading BoxRec, but they don't line it. They don't it doesn't say. There's 4 fights there, and the only thing that they actually list, unless you click on event, is Gramda. The other one just says where the fights were. Which is odd.
Hey, I don't know if anybody watches the NBA, but I have it on the screen over here. And do you know what the score?
Yeah. The Celtics?
No. Minnesota Timberwolves are playing the Denver Nuggets right now. The score with 1 minute and 20 seconds left in the fourth quarter is 114-68.
What?
Yeah. They're up by 50 fucking points, dude.
Oh my God. How silly.
I don't know.
What is going on with professional boxing? I mean, basketball. What the frig? They're always in like the 100 and teens now. Like that rarely happened back in the day. Now it's like every game 117.
It's 114-68.
Where is the defense in this?
What the fuck?
I mean, anyways, I guess they're playing good defense.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for rolling with us. Go over to buckedup.com, use our promo code, buy some of that shit, and then go become a patient over at Dynamic Life.
Yeah,
support us.
Stack.
Support them because they support us. We love you. I got nothing else for these peeps.
Stack it up, baby. Peace.